Maybe you have to go somewhere on the web that's not totally safe. So what do you do to make sure you don't get hacked? Microsoft has a built-in browser right within Windows 10 that'll do the job. So let's say you start out your day just like you do every day, surfing the web. And of course you start with PCWorld.com and all of a sudden you get an email or an instant message with the dodgy website, a URL that you're not sure about, you've never seen before. So what do? Well, you could go ahead and open it with your browser, especially if you've got a browser like Edge, which has something like Ghostery in it, which blocks some scripts and some ads. But if you're not sure, you're not really sure, then you need something called Windows Device Application Guard, or WDAG. Now, Windows Device Application Guard is something that has been ported over from the enterprise side of Windows and now appears on the consumer version of Windows, or at least Windows 10 Pro. Now, the first thing you'll need to do is actually go into the Settings menu. If you were on the April 2018 update, you would have to go into what's called the Windows 10 Hidden Features, click a checkbox, and restart your PC. Within the October update, things are a little bit easier. And so what we do is we go into Windows Defender, which is actually now called Windows Security, and we go into App and Browser Control. And App and Browser Control has a few things already that are useful, including a Smart Screen from Microsoft Edge. But if you go down, you'll find what's called Isolated Browsing, and this is another name for Windows Defender Application Guard. Now, normally, just like in the April update, you'd actually need to restart your PC. I've already actually installed Windows Defender Application Guard, so we can go ahead and look at a couple of the settings here. Now, we have a few that are useful. Save data seems useful. Unfortunately, it's rather not. And then there's copy and paste. The most important thing for me is the advanced graphics down here, which obviously talks about improving video and graphics performance, but it mentions Hyper-V, and that's sort of the premise of WDAG. But Hyper-V, what it does is it actually creates a virtual machine which isolates the software from the hardware. So theoretically, at least, nothing can break out of that Hyper-V virtual machine, infect your PC, and steal your data. And that's why we use WDAG. So we've enabled it. We can go ahead and click out of our settings. Now, how exactly do we go ahead and launch it? Well, unfortunately, we can't go down here and type Windows Device Application Guard. For some reason, it doesn't work. So what we have to do, and the easiest way to do it, honestly, is to go into Edge and then enable it from the ellipsis menu right here. Now, we go ahead and we can launch the new Application Guard menu. And you know, the first time you use it, you're going to say to yourself, man, is this thing frozen? It takes forever. It takes forever to create the virtual machine. And honestly, it seems to get faster and faster the more times you use it. But again, you'll find that WDAG looks just like Edge. There's a little bit of a difference. You'll see that this window pops up talking about how you're browsing in a safe, separate browsing environment. You can load a web page back like PCWorld.com. It'll load just fine. It'll play videos. Again, it's going to be a little bit slow just because of the performance trade-offs in place of security. So what can we do within this? And the answer is not a whole lot. So if you try to go into a web page such as this one, and again, it's a little bit slow, but if you load a web page and say, for example, you want to go ahead and download something, you want to do something like, oh, I don't know, save an image. So we can go ahead and try to save this image. We'll save this picture. And if we do so, it opens up the traditional file menu after a second or two, I suppose. There we go. And we can call this, let's call this benchmark. And it opens up the traditional file menu, but it buries it under what's called the Application Guard. So we'll go ahead and save it, and then you might think to yourself, okay, great, I've gone ahead and I've saved it, so I want to go ahead and open it in File Explorer, say the Photos application. Well, all of a sudden, oops, I can't find Windows Defender Application Guard. And in fact, if you go and dig around the user's environment, it doesn't seem to be accessible. It doesn't actually seem to be findable or searchable. So the answer to that question is, you know, if you're trying to use WDAG to go to someplace a little bit sketchy and to download something that you might not want to, or you might legally not want to, The answer is you can't do it. You can go ahead and save something within the WDAG environment yourself, but you won't be able to use it within your PC. And that really essentially is it. WDAG's utility is for going somewhere on the web that you're not sure about, opening up a web page and browsing it with hopefully the security that you can view the content in relative safety. You can't download too much. You can't go ahead and you can cut and paste a URL. You can't really do with WDAG all that you can do with another browser. But again, you're trading off some convenience for security. So that's a brief tutorial about how to use Windows Device Application Guard. Hopefully you'll come back to PCWorld.com and check out some more tutorials as well.